In a remote monastery perched high in the mountains, we meet the old monk, a man of great spiritual wisdom. His daily routine is rising before dawn, meditating in the cool morning air, tending to the monastery's small garden, and instructing his young novices. The old monk's life is peaceful and predictable, his days flowing one into the next with little variation. His greatest joy comes from teaching the ancient wisdom to his students, particularly his youngest novice, an 8-year-old boy named Leon. One crisp autumn morning, as the old monk observes Leon during their daily lesson, he is struck by a sudden and disturbing vision. Looking at Leon's young face, the monk sees with his spiritual sight that the boy is fated to die within the next few months. Deeply saddened by this revelation, the monk wrestles with his desire to protect Leon and his responsibility to prepare the boy for his fate. After much internal struggle, the monk decides to send Leon on a journey, hoping to give the boy a chance to experience life beyond the monastery walls before his untimely end. The old monk calls Leon to his quarters and gently instructs him to take a long holiday to visit his parents. Leon, excited by the prospect of an adventure but puzzled by the unexpected instruction, packs his meager belongings. The monk watches with a heavy heart as Leon descends the mountain path, his small figure growing smaller in the distance. He leaves the familiar confines of the monastery, describing the sights, sounds, and smells of the world beyond, all new and wondrous to the young novice. Leon's journey takes him through bustling villages and quiet towns. He fords swift rivers, using skills learned from the old monk to find safe crossing points. He climbs smaller mountains, each one a challenge for his young legs. He savors many new experiences, the taste of unfamiliar foods offered by kind strangers, the wonder of seeing animals he's only heard about in stories, and the challenge of navigating unfamiliar paths. Throughout his journey, Leon reflects on the teachings of the old monk, finding new understanding as he applies them to the world beyond the monastery. As Leon continues his journey, he encounters a stream swollen by recent rains. The usually placid water has become a raging torrent, cutting off his path. As he carefully surveys the area, looking for a safe way to cross, his eyes fall upon a small island in the middle of the stream. To his surprise, he notices a colony of ants trapped on this tiny refuge, their usual paths back to shore cut off by the rising waters. Leon, remembering the old monk's teachings about compassion for all living things, feels compelled to help these tiny creatures. Driven by his desire to save the ants, Leon searches the area and finds a fallen branch. With great effort, he drags the branch to the edge of the stream. Carefully, he positions one end on the shore and stretches the other end out to the small island. The branch barely reaches, and Leon must hold it steady as it bobs in the swift current. One by one, the ants discover the bridge and begin to make their way across. Leon stands firm, his small arms straining with the effort of keeping the branch in place. Hours pass, the sun arcing overhead, as Leon ensures every last ant reaches safety. Only when he's certain all the ants have crossed does he let go of the branch, watching it swept away by the current. 3 months after his departure, Leon begins the trek back to the monastery. He retraces his steps, noticing how the landscape has changed with the passing of the seasons. During his return journey, Leon's perspectives have shifted. He sees the villages and towns with new eyes, appreciating the interconnectedness of all things. As he climbs the final path up the mountain to the monastery, Leon reflects on his experiences, feeling both changed and yet deeply connected to his home. The old monk, astonished to see Leon returning, greets the boy with wonder. Looking intently at Leon's face, the monk is amazed to see that the boy's fate has changed. He now sees a long life ahead for his young novice. Curious about what could have caused such a profound shift, the monk asks Lian to recount his journey. As Lian tells the story of the ants and the flood, the old monk listens with growing understanding. Lian's act of compassion has transformed his destiny, highlighting the profound impact of kindness and the how all lives on our planet and our fates are intertwined. The monk embraces Lian, now seeing before him not just a student, but a future teacher whose compassion will touch many